Recording started.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite apps. It's an app called Notability. Notability is an app for note-taking. It allows us to do lots of different things with not just writing and typing, but linking it to recorded audio and implementing web clips and pictures. It's really a great tool for students that might struggle with organization, students that might struggle with paying attention in class. Just overall, it's a fantastic tool, one of my absolute favorite apps on the iPad, and it's really inexpensive. It only costs $1.99. I'm sorry, I've got $2.99 written down. I thought it was maybe $1.99. It's fairly inexpensive either way. I'm going to open up Notability here. You can see it on the screen right there. We'll open it up, and this is what our main page kind of looks like. So when you're working on the main page, what you get here is you get this list of, you can create these different subjects, and the subjects are color-coded. So what I have here is I've got subjects for math. Universal Design for Learning is one that I've got in this example I'm going to show you. PDF notes and one for science down there. What you got along the top here, so to add a new category, you would tap on the plus key there, and then that would allow you to add a new category. Once you're in the category, once you select the category, if you go up to the top corner and you tap on this pencil with the piece of paper, that allows you to start a new note. Now what's cool about this too is we can import and export notes from Dropbox. So having a Dropbox account is really important for using this particular tool. The reason being, we can transfer things in and out. We can transfer PDFs in and out of here to take notes on through that. So this button lets us export out of here. If I tap on that button, you'll see it's going to make me select the notes to export. I'm not going to do that. I'll just hit cancel. If we go to the far end over here, this lets us import notes, and we'll do this a little bit later, but if we hit import, you can see we can import from Dropbox, Box, iDisk, Web, DAV. I'm not even sure what that is, but we can import from all those places. The other key thing you want to take a look at on the startup page is the settings button. And the settings button is this little gear thing down in the bottom corner. If we tap on that, you can choose whether or not you want your cloud services on. If you want to be moving things in and out of Dropbox, you have to hit cloud services and choose which one you want to be logged into there. That's kind of the biggest thing you'd be dealing with within the the settings there. So let's just take a look at kind of how this works. I'm going to open up this video, this notes that I did on a UDL web video series. So key things with this, if we look across the top of our screen, we've got our buttons for taking notes and scrolling and whatnot, and that's right here. This is a text note. That allows us to type notes within this. Although I guess I should say before we do that, we can go over to where this paper is, and we can choose our paper style. Right now mine looks just like a regular notebook. If I tap on that paper, it's going to show me several different options. I can choose colors. As you can see here, there's lots of different colors we can choose. I can choose whether I want lined paper, college rule, wide rule, if I want graph paper on there for math notes. So I can choose my type of paper. I'm happy with what I have right now, so I'm going to leave it as is. We go back here now. Here's the first option here. That is for typing. That's our typing text notes into this. So if I wanted to type, I would just tap on my screen, and it would bring up the keyboard down at the bottom. And I'm trying to move. I guess I can't type in there because that's where a picture is. So just go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to try and type a new note in here. So I'm going to put my cursor in there. And now if I start typing something, it will pop up on my screen. Now if I want to change anything about that, if you look at the top of your keyboard, there's a text, a button that's a T, a big T and a small T. If I press that, that's going to show me different fonts, different styles, different colors that I can use within my note-taking. Next to that, if I press the button next to that, it's going to show me different indentations I can use for note-taking. So it's got those options built into that as well. Now if I want to, I'm just going to erase this note here. If I want to scroll within my notes, I have to be in this text thing. If I'm not in the text typing, I cannot take and scroll the top or bottom of my notes at that point. As soon as I change over to the pencil for drawing, then that becomes what's going to happen every time I touch the screen. So if you look at the next button, next to the text button, that is the pencil. So I can write with that pencil. If I tap it and I have a stylus, I can write on my notes, or I could use my finger to write on here. I could write hello on here if I wanted to. That's going to let me zoom in. That's going to allow me to write notes. Now if I hold down on that red pencil, that's going to show me different options. I have different line styles, I have different thicknesses there, I have different colors, lots of different things I can do to make that kind of customizable for me. While I'm writing, if I want to write something within my lines, like on this paper, I can zoom in on certain areas. To zoom in, I just tap and hold on my screen, and you'll see down at the bottom now, you'll see this box here shows the area that it's zoomed in on, and then if we look down here, it gives me the zoomed in area. So then I can write in here and be more on the line than going across the entire thing. So I'll close that, take that away, and you can see now I've written a little bit more where I want to write on this. Now if we scroll if you look down at the bottom of this screen now, when I am in this writing mode, we look down on the bottom of the screen, very bottom corner, there's a hand with a little like wrist area on it. If I tap that, you're going to see a little gray. I don't know if you can see that very well on the screen, but on the bottom of the screen there's a little gray area. That's a wrist rest. So while I'm writing, I can have my hand resting on that area and nothing's going to happen. As soon as I move away from that area, it draws, but if I'm on that area, nothing happens. So I'm going to close that down again, but that wrist rest is available, which is a nice feature of this also. So now we have an eraser up there. Erasers do what you think they're going to do. If we choose them and we start erasing, it's going to erase all those things that I just drew on there. So we can do that also. The other button up in that area is a highlighter, and what we can do with this highlighter is highlight notes that we've written. So again, if we choose the highlighter, we can highlight notes. If we hold it down, we get lots of different options, just like the pencil on there. There's an undo button up here if we want to undo what we've done. Lots of different things we can do with that. Now one of the kickers on this that makes this really cool is not only can we write notes, we can record audio from class and link the notes that we write with the audio that was recorded at that time. So to start recording a session, we would just tap the microphone when we went into class. Let it run until class was done, write our notes, hit stop at the end of that, and that audio recording is now associated with this as well. So to show you how this works, I recorded some audio while I wrote these notes. If I go now and press the play button, you'll hear the audio playing, and now if I tap somewhere on this notes, it's going to jump to that point in the recording.
When we start, along the way, we're also going to hear from a professor and from students as to their thoughts and feelings about.
And I can continue to do that, jumping to different spots in that recording. I'm going to hit pause, so we'll stop hearing that for a second. But that's an invaluable piece to this. What that does for students with learning disabilities, and then if we, by the way, if we want to get out of this, we just go and click that X next to our recording. What that does for students with learning disabilities is it allows them to focus more on what the instructor is saying, type some keywords, and have that linked to that point in the lecture. So those are some very neat, very cool things that we can do with this, but that's not all either. If you look here, I have some multimedia things built into my notes as well. What this is going to let me do is it's going to let me add other things into my notes to enhance my notes. You can see I have pictures off to the side. If you look in the bottom corner, you see this plus key. If you tap plus, what this lets you do is it allows you to add a picture that you have already on your iPad. It allows you to take a picture with your iPad. It allows you to add a web clip, add a figure that you draw, add text that you write, add text that you type. And let's say I wanted to add a graph to this, I could hit figure, and then I could go, it takes me to a drawing area. I can draw a graph, and then I hit done, and it's going to ask me to tap anywhere on this screen, and I can add that directly into my notes. So we can add graphs that way. We can add web clips. So like here you see I've written you know, if the student needs accommodations, they should visit Student Disability Services. Well, how do they know where to get to Student Disability Services? What I've done is I went and I hit the plus key and I hit add a web clip here, and I went and found Student Disability Services and added that right into my notes. So now if I tap on this, one of the things it's going to ask me is if I want to browse, and if I hit browse, it's going to take me directly to the Student Disability Services website. So I've got multiple ways. I got that built directly into my notes. I can get right to things that I want to see. What I think might be the neatest part of this is the camera feature and the piece that allows you to add pictures directly into your notes. Let's say you're trying to copy down something that's being set up or everything that's on the board while you're listening to what the teacher's saying, and you can't do that quickly. You could hit the plus key and hit take a photo and have access to your iPad camera. And let's say I did that and then I'll snap a photo. I could then hit photo, hit camera roll, and pick my picture, and then tap anywhere, and it's going to take and it's going to put that picture right in my notes. So that's our center at the university. Had I had a picture of the blackboard, I could have plugged that directly into my notes as well. So that's kind of how note-taking works within this. That's kind of the quick and easy of it. I'm going to take you back. I want to show you one more thing. This also allows us to edit and write and take notes and annotate on PDFs. So if we wanted to bring a PDF into this, let's say we wanted to go into math and we wanted to bring in a math PDF. I'm going to go up to the top corner and hit the arrow with a box around it. And then I'm going to choose Dropbox because this is where I have my PDF saved. I'm going to hit PDF examples for Notability. And I'm going to choose the multiple table Fillmore thing here. And it's going to ask me to import the note, and then I can create a new note with it, add it to another note, or cancel. I'll just create a new note, and I'll do just page 1. So I'll change page 2 to say page 1. And then I'll hit OK. And it's going to go ahead and load that PDF into this. Now this is neat because what this lets us do is we can take PDFs for students that might struggle with writing on regular paper and pens, or that want to use these iPads, and we have access to annotating on these and filling in the blanks. So again, I can go and I can choose my pencil. I can zoom in by tapping and holding on a certain area, and it's going to zoom me right into that box next to 1. Since I'm in the area where it says 1 times 2 is what, I can write in 2, and then I can move on to the next one. I can fill in the blanks this way, and you can see them filling in directly on my PDF. So I can write the answers into that, save it back to Dropbox that way as well. We could do that with math. I've got it down here in science as well. We could pull up a PDF of you know, the heart, and we could add in what we wanted to indicate things were on here. If we wanted to say, you know, we want to write a note about the aorta, we could hold down. We could write aorta here and draw a line directly to that, and now we've got that right on our PDF on our iPad. So it gives us the capability to do that. If we're bringing in a PDF that maybe has that's written text, maybe within this, we could use our highlighter to highlight important things or take notes in this, say for the test, and we can leave that directly into our PDF. So this is a PDF that we've just typed right into. So this really is an awesome app. I mean, for the cost, it's very functional. It's got a lot of different things it can do. It's phenomenal for $1.99 for $2. It's a great tool to take notes in class on its own, to write on PDFs, to maybe import class materials and take notes on it, and have access to it everywhere. Are there any questions on Notability? Again, I'm a huge fan of this app. I certainly think it's one that would be beneficial to anybody in school, but certainly kids with disabilities, primarily learning disabilities that might struggle with note-taking, taking effective notes in class. All right, well, thanks, everybody. We'll do one more next week, and then we'll take a break for the holidays. So hope everybody has a good rest of the week. I don't even see that as an option. Wait, yes.